Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday Bible sketching. Good morning, everybody. As always, hope you're doing well and enjoying the nice summer weather that's finally here. I've been enjoying getting out for walks and enjoying the fresh air. Alright, so I just thought I'd share a little bit of sketchbook stuff. Been enjoying this kind of brown tone Strathmore sketchbook. It looks like it's maybe a 5 by 8, 5.5 by 8. Let's see, 5.5 by 8.5. So we sketched in this one last time. Here's kind of this was an interesting drawing, kind of a study, not a sketch, of like a classical drawing from 1,000 years ago or something. That's fun to do. Here was a thumbnail sketch. I've talked before about doing thumbnail sketches where you're kind of planning out a drawing you're going to do. And I was in a competition this last week at Eleanor and Edsel Ford's house. Edsel Ford was the son of Henry Ford. And there was a painting competition. There were 40 painters there. And so this was a sketch of, here's kind of part of the house, and then here's like a porch here, and I was just kind of marking out like the different darks and lights and making notes. Let's see, I don't have a whole lot in this sketchbook. Here's another sort of thumbnail sketch. This certainly looks more finished, but yesterday I went out, walked downtown, and just wanted to do some experiments with painting, and so there's the one Catholic church steeple that's pretty cool. Here's the little thumbnail of my composition, and here was just kind of going through it, checking the details of what I might want to include. I like that sketch that came out kind of cool. And I know I've got some new stuff in here. Let's see, we were at my son's track meet, and so I was just kind of sketching things around, clouds, one of the storage buildings. There was one girl on the team, she was doing something in the grass, and she was like staying in this position for a long time, and I was like, hey, see if I can capture that. There was just another, we were sitting in the bleachers on the one side and looking across at the bleachers on the other side and some trees, and so just kind of whatever I see. Let's see. I think I drew this. This is from church. This one came out kind of cool. We were talking about in Acts, and Paul is, I think he's being held prisoner. So I've got his arms bound, hands bound, and but he's taken out to kind of make his appeal to the crowd, and I was just picturing like him and seeing the whole crowd of people, and of course some of the buildings and the landscape, and I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. That was fun to draw for sure. Here was, it was kind of inspired, I think, by the message, but just, I don't know. Sometimes I just love that sense of help and just knowing help is here, and so here's a guy kind of down, and here's a guy coming up saying, hey man, it's okay. There's me painting. This was funny. I drew this big apple, and just for whatever. And then as a separate drawing, I was drawing myself. I wasn't really planning out where I was sketching. I drew myself painting, and my wife, this is still at church, my wife was like, "Are you drawing the Big Apple?" So I kind of made it like it's not like New York, but made it look like there's this huge apple on a stand and I'm painting it. But I drew that because this is not significant at all, but I just paint. I was thinking, I think I wrote the word first and then maybe did this, but our pastor was talking about just sharing your testimony and doing it in an effective way that's appropriate with the situation, and not just like grabbing every person, hey, do you know Jesus? And hey, let me tell you about how he's, our Savior. And it doesn't seem to go over well with hardly anybody, at least around these parts. And I was just thinking about that, like, Lord, how do I share my testimony? Like, how am I really living for you? Like, we are called to be fishers of men. We are called to spread the gospel. And it just seems like, how do you do that? And I just feel the Holy Spirit keeps telling me, go paint. Just go paint. That's it. You just paint, paint, paint. That's the only message I hear over and over every day. And what's weird is I want to do it, but I find all these excuses not to do it. And yesterday I struggled to get out and paint, and I showed you the thumbnail that I did get out and paint, and then I only painted for an hour. We need to get on to sketching. But then at night I was just like, I only painted an hour today, and if the Lord's calling me to paint, like, that's nothing. So I need to get out and paint more or do another painting. So I did another painting. My wife helped encourage me to get that going. So, all right, let's look at the verse of the day. Let me know if I'm rambling too much and you just want to get to the sketching, or what you like to hear most in these. I really need your feedback. Don't just be like, this isn't working. I want to make this useful and helpful. So, all right. Romans 11:33. Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God! How unsearchable his judgments and his paths beyond tracing out. That's worded weird. How unsearchable his judgments and his paths beyond tracing out. Like, we don't know his ways. He is so deep, and the riches of his wisdom and the knowledge of God. All right. I want a bigger paper. I need to spread out a little bit. I'm going to even go, hey, I have different toned paper. I think that pack of toned cardstock was a bunch of colors. But let's do white. So I'm just thinking on this, like, we don't know God's ways. Let's see if I can get the right expression. I've actually been thinking about this, and maybe I'm manipulating the verse a bit. But just thinking of when you tell your kids, like, what's right, what's wrong, the advice they should be listening to. and they just don't get it. They're just like, but this seems wrong or bad or and as parents, as adults, we know better, we know the difference. But the kids just don't get it. And I've been thinking about how much that relates to us and God. I wanted her facing more this way. I think I already lost it. Looks like her body's going the wrong way. Oh well. And then here's little Johnny. Saying, but Mom, that doesn't make sense. Whoa, yes, definitely has cartoon eyes. Got him too big. For kid noses, young kids, you get this like turned up nose, this little turned up nose, nice curl in there. That's a good way to get that kid look. Oh, his body needs to. I feel like I've done this gesture many times. The what? What? You can't see all of me. This. He's like a hunchback guy. His head's too big. Excuses, excuses. Alright. We're just getting the idea. Mom, that doesn't make sense. And then Mom's saying, you'll understand when you're older. Let's do this little, that kind of, yep. You think you know it all, little Johnny. And then, on the flip side, let's do the mom. That is, don't like that face, but whatever. Sorry for all my excuses. I've been in a different mode, a much more refined mode of drawing this last week. I've been working on, I showed the sketch of that more classical drawing, and I've just been doing a lot more refined work, getting more detail into anatomy and specific study. So haven't been doing such sloppy, not sloppy, but just sketchy work. Which I've enjoyed a lot. I've been learning a lot. And how else can we express God? A lot of times I do the sun, the sky, the clouds. What if it's just nothing? It's just her, just the gesture. And it's the same thing, same idea. It's kind of like we need both pictures here. Just like, yeah, you think things aren't going to work out, eh? You just wait and see. Our challenge is I don't know, I've been thinking about this. It's like, it's different because God is just, He's not in the physical like another person. So it just makes it more challenging. Let's go back to the verse. And let's just open up and see what else is there. Oh, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God. That's just, I know that's only the, didn't really expand on it, but I got an idea. Thinking of treasure hunting. So here is a treasure hunter. He's part pirate, part classic Bible times kind of guy. Let's get another guy. Really reaching down. Relax my shoulders. I just went tense like right away again. So difficult. So we've got and they're pulling some treasure out of a hole that they dug. They already found this like box, classic pirate treasure box, and it is just heaped over with riches and gold and crowns. And let's put him on a nice, beautiful beach. It's a pretty good line. Oh, sorry, I'm a little off screen here. Somebody should have said something. Little sand dimples. Some bearded men. I like drawing bearded men this way because kind of makes facial, I don't know, you just color the bottom hat part of their head black. So, quick and easy way. Not quite. We need the mound of dirt here. Kind of missed that. And they probably need their boat. Their boat's out here. But they're just reaching down. I don't know. This doesn't quite express that idea of the depths, but I wonder how, like in Bible times, or in the time of this message, just what riches, what they would have drawn. That would be interesting to think about. Where are we at? 9:20? Wow. You know what? Let's just throw in some clouds just to kind of fill it out a little more. See how I'm holding my pen? Part of this is because it's short, but sometimes I'll even get to holding it like this. I would encourage you to try some different grips on your pencil. Try getting your paper more angled. When it lays flat, it really is difficult to draw well. You know, you have to kind of look, you know, see my head coming way in at the camera. To get over top of the page, you want to look at it like, because a lot of people, they'll draw, they're sitting back and they'll draw, and then they pick their paper up and everything is like kind of stretched out a little bit, because they're looking at it at an angle. Oh, we probably need like a shovel, spade. Shadow marks under it. on the underside of here. Drawing like more simple geometric shapes like this is really good practice. It's fun, it's easy, especially for like, I think mechanical people, people that like tools and are more engineer minded. They really enjoy just drawing the real structural shapes like this. At these, the last 2 weeks being at these painting competitions, um, there's been different artists there that they've told me that they're architects and they just can't help do all this detail, and they measure out all the perspective lines, you know, where other people like myself, we just kind of feel it out and start making marks in there. Try a little bit of my water on here. So if you are someone that just likes the, you know, more engineer minded and all that, you might enjoy sketching just like these geometric shapes. Just kind of playing with where would the shadows be. Even wash in a little bit of shadow under the clouds. This is like hot middle of the day. The sun is right overhead, so all the shadows are kind of right underneath. Just add a little tone for water. This is cardstock paper, so it's not necessarily going to handle the water as well, but sometimes it's good to just not worry about it and just do what you need to do. That's pretty cool. Well, I think I'm going to call that good for today. I wish this showed more of the riches, like their surprise. That's what I might like work on more in developing a sketch like this. But still, it's just thinking about that idea. It's remembering the riches, the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of God. And we always think of riches in terms of money and things and material stuff. It's so hard to let go of that stuff. I mean, just think of the disciples, and Jesus told them, all you need is like a sword and your sandals and one pair of clothing, and head on out. And you know, a simple life like that is hard for us to imagine. Our simple life would still have tons of stuff probably in it. And again, here is our kid. The kid is just not understanding. Mom, I don't get it. And Mom's like, you'll get it someday. God's telling the mom, you'll get it someday. So this was a fun one to do. I like this drawing. Well, as usual, let me know. I don't really get hardly any comments on these videos. I'm not looking for a pity party or anything, not having a pity party, but I do really, you know, I keep doing these videos. It's been over 5 months, and I have hardly any, views are next to nothing. I know some of you are watching these, and I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that you're watching these and enjoying these. Um, but I do really believe that just sketching from the Bible, sketching your thoughts, it does something so different, that it's close to journaling. It's journaling in a different way, and this is where the arts, this is where they are so important. They speak in such a different way than words, than facts and math and science. Even math and science, they need that emotion and creativity and purpose behind it, and that's where the arts come in. We need the arts um, as a balance of all life. I could go on and on about that. um, and I do really believe that God has shown us that in His Word too. I may have mentioned it before, but when in Genesis, the first description of the three different tribes, one of the tribes was all musicians. They had kind of their shepherds, they had their farmers, and then they had their musicians. To me, that's pretty significant. That is a core of what it means to be human and how God created us. So just keep that in mind. Hope you all have a great week. Hope you're praying and everything and looking to the Lord and everything. Um, and pray for, well, never mind. Okay, I started it saying it, but it's a little selfish. But if you would pray for just what I'm doing here with this Bible sketching, that this would be purposeful, that I would continue to keep it up if God is showing me to do this. I don't have any plans to stop. Um, I just want, I guess I kind of would like to um, see this grow a little bit. But it's whatever God's plans are, and I'm happy that this is something for those of you that are watching. So anyway, have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you next time on Tuesday Bible Sketching with David Youngman. Theme song. Ba-da-da. Bible Sketching with David. Where is